They say the suburbs are safe. They say the worst thing you'll find on a street like Elmwood Drive is a lost cat or a teenager sneaking back into their bedroom window past curfew. We moved here for quiet, for the privacy. My name isn't important. But what I saw, what the doorbell saw, has convinced me that privacy is an illusion. And the quiet is just the sound of the world holding its breath before the scream. It started with the Henderson house. Number 42. A nice older couple, the Hendersons. Retired. They'd wave when they got their mail, but they mostly kept to themselves. The perfect neighbors, right? Until last Tuesday, I got a notification on my phone. It was 2:17 a.m. Motion detected at your front door. I groaned, thinking it was a raccoon again. I pulled up the live feed on my phone, the blue light of the screen illuminating my face in the dark bedroom. My porch was empty, but the audio was the first wrong thing. It picked up a voice. It wasn't from my porch. It was coming from across the street, through the thin fabric of reality and the even thinner walls of our homes. My doorbell had eavesdropped on the Henderson's porch, a faint, staticky voice as it picked up from a great distance. It's a man's voice, calm and polite. Sorry to bother you at this hour, ma'am. My car broke down about a mile back. I saw your light was on. Could I use your phone? The light wasn't on, but the voice was so polite, so reasonable. It's the kind of request you want to help with. It's the kind of request that gets the door unlocked. Ma soft creak, like a door opening. A pause. Then a sound like something heavy and fast. A dull, wet thud. Then silence. Then came the thud. A sickening, heavy sound that my phone's microphone captured with horrific clarity. My blood went cold. I shook my wife awake. Call 911. I whispered. Something happened at the Hendersons. The police arrived fast. They knocked. No answer. They peered through the windows. All seemed normal. They were about to write it off as a false alarm when one of them noticed it. The front door. It was unlocked, just slightly ajar. They went in. Inside, the house was pristine. Eerily so. The teacup on the end table was still warm. Mrs. Henderson's reading glasses were on the kitchen counter. But the Hendersons were gone. Not a trace. No struggle. No sign of forced entry. No blood. It was as if they had simply evaporated into the suburban night. I gave the police my footage. The polite voice. The thud. They listened to it in the station, huddled around a computer, playing it over and over. The lead detective, a man named Corrigan who'd seen it all, just shook his head. He looked at me and said something I'll never forget. We've run the voice through every database. It's not a match for any known person, living or dead. It's like he doesn't exist. And the sound after thud, we had an audio expert clean it up. There's a faint whisper, a woman's voice. It says he was so polite, I just had to let him in. That was 3 days ago. The Hendersons are still missing. The police have no leads, no suspects. They're calling it an anomaly. But last night, I got another notification. 2:17 a.m. Motion detected. I was too scared to look at first, but I had to. I opened the app. My front porch was empty, but my doorbell, with its wide-angle lens, can see across the street. And this time, the polite man wasn't at the Hendersons. He was standing on my porch. He was looking right into the camera. And then he smiled, and he waved, like he was greeting an old friend. The police say it's a coincidence. A drifter. They say to lock my doors. But how do you lock out someone who doesn't exist? How do you explain to the police that your own front door, the one you paid to keep you safe, has become a window for something unspeakable to look through? My neighbor's Ring doorbell caught something the police can't explain. And tonight it's watching me. If you felt a chill run down your spine, if you're thinking of unplugging your own smart devices, then you found your home. We are the ones who listen when the world goes quiet. We are the ones who look under the bed, not to see if something is there, but to let you know that you are not alone in the dark. So, before you check your own doorbell camera tonight, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We have more stories from the highway, from the shadows, and from the places where the signal is weak, but the nightmares are strong. This is Underbed Whispers. Sleep tight, and whatever you do, don't answer the door.